Thanks for staying with us. It is still in the game on News Central TV. I'm Udoka Njoko. I've still got Jidechi right here in the studio. And of course, we'll be talking about what happened yesterday, talking about the 2024 Ballon d'Or, which was the 68th annual ceremony of the awards. It was presented by France Football that recognized the best footballers in the world in the 2023-2024 season. It is the third time in the history of the award. It has been given based on the results of the season instead of the calendar year. Now, this is the period from the 1st of August 2023 to the 31st of July 2024. The nominees were announced on 4th of September 2024, and the ceremony took place on the 28th of October. That was yesterday, Monday to be precise. Now, Manchester City and Spain midfielder Rodri won the men's award for the first time. 28-year-old who lost just one game last season in July. He also won the Premier League, UEFA Super Cup, and Club World Cup with Manchester City. Rodri, the first player in the club's history to win the Ballon d'Or, claimed the award ahead of Real Madrid and Brazil winger Vinicius Jr. Now, this award has drawn a lot of talking points all over the world, and of course we have Stan Kamaliev joining us all the way from Spain, Valencia to be precise, a freelance journalist. Thank you for joining us, Stan.
Thank you guys for the invite. Happy to be here.
Thank you very much. And of course, I've still got Jidechi right here in the studio. This award has been tagged as different names, to be very, very honest with you. But of course, let's start off with Rodri winning that award. What did you make of it yesterday?
I mean, amazing for recognition for the country of Spain and the win we saw at the Euros this summer. You said it, since the 1960s, that's more than 50 years a Spaniard has been crowned with the men's award. So I think it's a big excitement, a lot of happiness. It just goes to show that what the achievement that the Spanish side did this summer is getting another accolade, and rightfully so. I think it's well deserved, not just for this season. I think if we look over the last few seasons of Rodri, he's one of the most influential players in the world, and it's a good sign that in a football where more and more we're talking about stats, we're talking about goals, assists, and only kind of the attacking players are getting the accolades. Good to see that a number 6, a defensive midfielder, is finally getting the reward he deserves. Of course, there's a bit of a divide here in Spain. The Real Madrid kind of community and fans feel very, very disappointed with the decision. We saw that the club as well didn't attend the ceremony and didn't even send any of the delegation in kind of sign of protest against this award. But in my opinion, it's truly deserved. I would have picked anyone from him or Carvajal to win it. Both of them have the arguments. At the end of the day, it's the decision of 100 journalists. So I think they take in consideration all facts, not just the sporting achievements, but also conduct on the pitch, values with football and things like this. And ultimately, Rodri is the one that took the prize. So yeah, a bit of a divide here in Spain, depending on who you're supporting. But me personally, I'm really happy to see a Spaniard get this award.
Right, and I could actually pick you. You took out 2 nominees, Rodri or Carvajal, and also there was a key point, behavior on and off the football pitch. But of course, for Spain, the coach Luis de la Fuente has reacted to Real Madrid not being present at the 2024 Ballon d'Or ceremony. Now, Real Madrid opted not to travel to France for the ceremony after being aware that their forward Vinicius Jr would not win the award. Vinicius, alongside his teammates Dani Carvajal, Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe, and Antonio Rudiger, did not travel to France for the ceremony. Now, Real Madrid won the best men's football team, while the coach, Carlo Ancelotti, won the Johan Cruyff Award for the best men's coach. Now, before I come to you, Stan Jidechi, do you think the award was based on merit amid the whole controversy surrounding it and also the leak on social media?
I mean, there's opinion and I think there's facts. Let me say this, right? Ballon d'Or at this point is becoming an award that seems to be crowded in controversy year in, year out. And the sad part of it is they don't seem to care about wanting to change that narrative. I mean, for the past 3 seasons, I think, I think that's like the last 4 Ballon d'Or that have been handed out, except the Karim Benzema one. We've always had this very big conversations out there as to why Vinicius wasn't given this award. Personally, I do think Vinicius should have won this. Rodri did have a great season. I cannot dispute that. Winning the Euros with Spain, the Premier League with Manchester City, and all and all and all. But I mean, we could go on and on to talk about how great was Rodri individually, so much that this man was not in the final shortlist for the player of the season for the Premier League, a league he plays in. Yes, we would say that Rodri did win the player of the tournament at the Euros, but I also did have the sentiment that he particularly wasn't Spain's best player at the Euros. Lamine Yamal was. It went down the way it was. Lamine Yamal did not win the player of the tournament, so maybe that one might not even be a conversation. But then again, you want to talk about the Champions League, where Manchester City did not do as great as Real Madrid did. So this could go on and on and on. And at the end of the day, you have one question to ask yourself. Is this player we are calling the best player for the year under review really the best player for the year under review? And actually, at this point, I'm tired of having to do this every year because it's beginning to become a norm for the Ballon d'Or that even after an award is given, to say that this player is the best, we always have these conversations. Is this really the best player in the year under review?
Right. You know, I also saw comments on social media where some ex-football players said this Ballon d'Or award might even go to a player who does not deserve to be awarded as the best player of the year. But of course, Stan, looking at what Madrid did, I mean, like the Spanish coach came out to say that it's not a good thing for football. Did Madrid do right by not attending because they were, in a way, supporting the fact that Vinicius was not getting the award? How were they very sure that Vinicius Jr. was going to be awarded as the best player? And also, this leak on social media, when is it going to stop?
I mean, we're in the era of...
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Stan?
Yeah, I agree with Luis de la Fuente's opinion. I don't think it's a good look that Real Madrid basically behaves like a little kid when you steal the ball from him on the football ground and he goes home. You know, at the end of the day, it's an award ceremony. You represent probably the most successful club in the world. So sending a delegate there, especially like you said, with you know, Carlo Ancelotti winning the coach of the year, then winning the team of the year. You know, there's people that are being awarded accolades. You know, so even for them, this is Ancelotti's first award, if I'm not mistaken, at this stage. So not a good look. I don't like how, you know, Real Madrid's portraying themselves right now, and we're talking about them now when we should be talking about the whoever won. But listen, football is a subjective sport. There's always going to be arguments who's better, who's not. I think in the era of social media, this discussion is even elevated to new heights. Of course, when, you know, Ronaldinho and the likes back then were winning Ballon d'Or, or even if there were people that disagree, we didn't have these platforms to engage and fight over. So it's absolutely normal that there's this discussion. I also would like to note that, you know, there is a certain kind of FIFA and UEFA involvement now in the Ballon d'Or in the last few installments. So I think logically there is more importance given on the international achievements. So if we look at the calendar year and we compare the top 2 nominees, you know, Vinicius Jr., as much as he had a brilliant season with Real Madrid, he was the main man for them in the Champions League. With Brazil, he was a big disappointment in the summer. Whereas Rodri, I think that he was crucial for that Spanish side because, yes, Lamine Yamal scored the goals. Nico Williams was also, you know, pinnacle in that side. Carvajal, who maybe we should feel a little bit outdone by, but Rodri was the one that sustained that team. He was, you know, the experienced head in the middle, and I think he led those young boys around him to glory. So I think this international kind of trophy tipped the odds in his favor.
All right, let's take a look at some of the stats now between Rodri and Vinicius Jr. Now, Rodri in 63 games in all competitions, he has scored 12 goals, had 14 assists. He has won the UEFA Euro 2024. He has won the FIFA Club World Cup. He has won the Premier League with Manchester City. He has also won the UEFA Super Cup. Now, for Vinicius Jr., in 49 games in all competitions, he has scored 26 goals, had 11 assists. He has won the Champions League. He has won the La Liga. He has won the Spanish Super Cup. And we talk about behavior on and off the pitch. There's also an argument for Lautaro Martinez, who has played 35 games, scored 8 goals. He's a Serie A champion, Italian Super Cup champion, Copa America champion, Serie A Golden Boot Award, the Serie A MVP, also the Copa America Golden Boot. We'll talk about these achievements, talking about Lautaro Martinez now, not even Emiliano Martinez, who will still come to him now, talking about Lautaro Martinez. So how do we really affirm that this player, Rodri, now really, truly deserves the award? Should we take the voting away from journalists, Stan?
Whoever we give the votes to, there's always going to be controversy. I think for the FIFA award, there is the national team coaches that vote, and there's always discussion there. If we give it to, I don't know, like neutral panel, there's always going to be disagreements. So we can't win it all. Like we said, there's a couple of factors here, and I do think kind of the fair play factor has been played a lot, and that's kind of also said that has tipped the odds in Rodri's favor. He seems to be a bit, more humble, more respectful, doesn't really call attention to him. If anything, you don't really notice him on the pitch, whereas Vinicius has been involved in a lot of controversies. Some of them, of course, with the racist issues and very serious issues. Some of them more kind of just unsportsmanlike on the pitch. So maybe that's also had an effect on it. Right. I think he's a brilliant footballer. Listen, here when we're talking about both and whoever didn't win, it doesn't mean Vinicius is suddenly, not a good player. He's up there. He's one of the best, and I'm sure he's going to win this award a few times in his career. If anything, Rodri, the last season, deserved it even more, or a certain Erling Haaland. So it's just consistency is also not there. I agree, and we accept it. It is what it is. There's always going to be discussion. I don't think in the end of the day, it's that big of a deal, and that's why I think it's even worse that Real Madrid kind of exerts this behavior, because at the end of the day, a Ballon d'Or winner, what does it change for your club? You are the most successful team in Europe. You won the biggest trophies last season. This is what matters, not an award that's voted by journalists or FIFA, whoever it is.
All right, and for Vinicius, we heard that he gave a response online today saying that he will keep doing it 10 over 10. He will keep giving his best until that award comes. And I'm sure he has the likes of Kylian Mbappe to battle with. There's also Erling Haaland to battle, because these are all youngsters. And Lamine Yamal as well will be in that mix to win the Ballon d'Or. But now everybody is actually claiming their own rights. Now let's go to South Africa. They are crying foul after Bafana captain Rowan Williams lost out at the Ballon d'Or Awards in the Yashin Trophy category for the most prestigious goalkeeper of the year. Now, the Bafana and Mamelodi Sundowns star was nominated for the Yashin Trophy and was up against the likes of Diogo Costa, Gianluigi Donnarumma, and the back-to-back winner, Argentina and Aston Villa's Emiliano Martinez. However, many South Africans believe that Rowan, the only African to be nominated in the category, is a world-class player who deserved to win. Others compared him to Martinez, Emiliano Martinez, who also won the award last year, and whose statistics, according to what we found on online, was more favorable to Rowan compared to Emiliano Martinez. Now, according to the judges, Rowan was ranked 9th in the world, while Emiliano bagged first place. Stan, going by the stats compared to Martinez, Rowan was head and shoulders above. If you can take a look at that stat now, you see that Rowan emerged most valuable player in the PSL. He was also one of the best goalkeepers in the Africa Cup of Nations. There was a lot of stats right there for Rowan compared to Emiliano Martinez. And from reports, we heard that he had more votes than Martinez. But of course, Emiliano Martinez emerged as won the Yashin Trophy for the best goalkeeper.
I certainly agree. I think that, tournaments like the African Cup of Nations have been overlooked at these awards, and that's not something that I want to see in the world of football. We want to see all these international competitions, whether South America, Europe, the Asian Cup, given the same importance. And like you said, Rowan Williams had a brilliant African Cup of Nations. He's been consistently the best African goalkeeper for the last, 10 years probably. So certainly he was up there with the chance. I think, again, The win of Argentina probably tipped a little bit the odds of in Emiliano Martinez's favor. I think on club level, he's had a really solid season as well, getting into the top four, getting Villa back into the Champions League after, 60 years or thereabouts. So I do think that there is merit in him winning back-to-back titles, but like I said, there should be more importance given to those other continental tournaments. And, we didn't even have a nominee from the winner in that competition, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, something that if FIFA and UEFA do get involved in the organization of these awards, they should look more into it in the future.
Jidechi, Rowan Williams, the goalkeeper from South Africa, did not make the top 5 goalkeepers in as much as he had an incredible year in the PSL, talking about playing for Mamelodi Sundowns and also playing for Bafana of South Africa, especially in the AFCON, where we saw him dominate right there in the stands for South Africa. But he was not in the top 5. He finished 9th in the Ballon d'Or list for the Yashin Trophy. What do you make of that? And are the South Africans right to cry foul?
I mean, understandably so, the reason why they are fighting back. But I would say I did expect a higher ranking for Rowan Williams. Definitely not for him to win it. Emiliano Martinez as well had a great season. Just like Stan says, finished top 4 in England, which was an achievement for the club, the first time in a very long time. And also Emiliano Martinez won the Copa America. Rowan Williams didn't win it with South Africa. And you can see part of the reasons why it was considered that perhaps we should go with this man that won it last year. So this is a case of great goalkeepers. Many times, yes, there will be differing opinions as to who should actually emerge as number 1. But one thing I would also reiterate, just like have been said earlier, is the fact that there's this over-focus on what happens in Europe and Europe alone. Many times we tend not to look, or rather, I'm not with the Ballon d'Or community. The Ballon d'Or, whoever organizes this event, whether the Ballon d'Or or whatever other football award, there's this tendency to always focus attention more on Europe than every other part of the world. And I think it's something that needs to be put a check into.
All right, I hope that will be done very soon because loads of fans are crying out right there saying that there's a lot of controversy surrounding the Ballon d'Or awards. Thank you very much, Stan, for your time. We'll surely look forward to having you yet again.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.